Life was good for Horatio G. Spafford and his family in 1860. A wealthy businessman in Chicago, Spafford had bought up much real estate along the North Shore. But tragedy struck this family in 1870 when their 4-year-old son, Horatio Jr., died of the scarlet fever. A few months later, in October of 1871, the Great Chicago Fire ravished the Windy City. All of Spafford's real estate holdings were lost. His wealth was destroyed. He took what savings he had and tried to help his neighbors rebuild their homes, their businesses, and the churches in his community. After months of toil, he decided to take his wife Anna and his 4 girls, Annie, Maggie, Bessie, and little baby Tabetta, to London. He thought the girls could get into school there and his wife could recover from some of the trials they'd been through. D.L. Moody would be preaching a revival there, and Spafford loved Mr. Moody and desired to help in the campaign. He bought tickets on the Villa de Havre, and the day they were to depart, Spafford went to the shoreline to board the boat, but a call came that was going to detain Mr. Spafford for a day or two. He decided to send his family without him. As they were saying their goodbyes, little Bessie came to her daddy. She said, "But Daddy, I don't want to go without you." Mr. Spafford knelt down before his 4-year-old little girl, and he said, "It will be okay, Bessie. Daddy will meet you on the other side." With that, they waved their goodbyes, and the family sailed for London. Halfway across the Atlantic, the Villa de Havre collided with an iron ship called the Lochern. Within 15 minutes, it sank to the bottom of the ocean floor some 3 miles below. Most of the passengers perished, including Annie, Maggie, Bessie, and Tabetta. Miraculously, Mrs. Spafford survived and made her way to England, where she sent a very short telegram to her husband. "Saved, alone. What shall I do?" Mr. Spafford, upon receiving the telegram, quickly boarded the next ship and sailed to rejoin his wife. Halfway across the Atlantic, a gentle knock came at the cabin door of Mr. Spafford. The captain said, "Sir, by our best calculations, we are now at the place where your girls perished." Mr. Spafford moved out onto the deck of that boat. He looked out across the cold, dark waters of the Atlantic, and his own words echoed in his mind. "It will be okay, Bessie. Daddy will meet you on the other side." With that, he retired to his cabin, picked up his pen, and wrote the words to this wonderful hymn.
When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul.